Evening is a tag team match scheduled for one fall.
And before you see a new tag team, a young tag team, that in a short period of time has gotten under the skin of many GCW fans, and I'm talking about the team of Spoiled Stephen Kennedy and Jynx, known collectively as Pretty Arrogant. Jynx has had an attitude. And the young team of Michael Sirius and Nick Tyson to provide the opposition tonight for Pretty Arrogant. Tyson and Sirius are so technically sound, and I'm interested to see how that technical expertise in a tag team environment is going to fare against the blatant chicanery of Pretty Arrogant. Pretty Arrogant in a short period of time has proven they are above absolutely nothing in order to win a match. But believe me, Tyson and Sirius are as tough as they come. And we are in for a dandy tag team match here at Wrestlefest. And remember the specter of those GCW Tag Team Championship belts. That specter is looming. And both of these teams want to be the ones that are the first team to hold those belts. Tyson and Sirius in the ring, and as you can see, Pretty Arrogant. A little bit suspect to get in there with him right now. Jynx, whose attitude problem started at Point Fest when he wrestled his, at the time, good friend Dingo. Dingo beat him, and it seemed that from that day on, Jynx just went over the deep end. And Stephen Kennedy, well, from the day he walked into GCW, he's been overbearing, obnoxious, and arrogant. And those are his good points. So the two of them have found a way to coexist and mesh together to make for one obnoxious package. Well, Kennedy and Jynx still on the floor. Referee Patrick Smalls imploring them to get in the ring and start the bout. Nick Tyson is going to take matters into his own hands. And there you see Jynx and Kennedy once again trying to create some space between themselves and their opponents. Well, Tyson has him in the ring. It's Kennedy in the ring. I'm assuming he will start this bout. Last minute strategy now on the behalf of Pretty Arrogant. Well, it will be Jynx that will start it out then. A slight adjustment in strategy here. Jynx to start out with Nick Tyson. Jynx is very leery to lock up with a man out of Davenport, Iowa. Tying up in the center of the ring now. We finally get this bout underway. And it's Jynx going for a top key overhand wrist lock. Tyson, though, takes the knee out from under him. Rolls through into a hammerlock. Great counter. And a front face lock now by Nick Tyson. Tyson now. Around the back. Snapmare. Keeps control of him. Wrist lock. And now bars that arm. Jynx going to the ropes. Nick Tyson is so smooth about the way he goes from maneuver to maneuver. that it's very difficult to... Wait a second. Jynx just tagging himself out of the ring. It's so difficult many times to get a read on where Tyson's going with you, on what maneuver he's going to go for next. And as a result, Tyson many times can tie you up in knots. And because Jynx, I think, was a little bit sick of being tied up in knots, he is tagged out to the spoiled one, Stephen Kennedy. And Kennedy gets a case of the limber tail. Of course, on the other side of the ring, Michael Sarius was tagged in by Tyson. Now, Pretty Arrogant would tell you, I'm sure, that this is all strategy, but I have my opinions. I think they're just scared to death of this team. Kennedy has been convinced to go back into the ring now to face Michael Sarius. And it's Sarius going in behind now. Into a waist lock, now to a full Nelson, back to the half Nelson. And now into an overhand wrist lock. Kennedy trying to get back up from that. It does not work as Sarius goes into an armbar. And Kennedy trying to reach for those ropes now. Sarius keeping him to the center of the ring, arm dragging him down. And now maintaining the armbar. Michael Sarius, with his vaunted amateur wrestling credentials, can absolutely wrestle you right out of your boots. And it appears as though he's doing it right now to Stephen Kennedy with those vicious shots right into the midsection, and it's all legal. But Kennedy, with a rake of the eyes, which is not legal, gets back on the advantage himself. Right hand now with a man out of Hyannisport, Massachusetts. And now on the ropes, just taking advantage of the referee's 5 count. And now Jynx has the referee's attention for what reason, I don't know. Here comes Nick Tyson. Well, we've seen so many times Pretty Arrogant get a referee out of position and take advantage of it. I think that Nick Tyson right there wanted to fight fire with fire. He knew what was coming and took matters into his own hands. As Tyson tagged in legally now. Armbar snapmare combination. Look at that modified monkey flip into an armbar. And Kennedy in the ropes. Tyson will whip him off. Big hip toss, controlling the arm. And now, into almost a spinning armbar, crossface combination. Nick Tyson comes up with holds sometimes that I don't know how to call because, quite frankly, I don't know that they've ever been executed before. But that's been executed before. It's an eye rake into an arm drag. Referee actually needs to break this hold because it was created with an illegal maneuver. However, I don't know that Patrick Smalls saw the eye rake. Pretty Arrogant many times are masters of positioning their own body between the referee and the illegal act where he doesn't see it. Arm drag from Tyson. Now what's Jynx doing in there? He does not have a tag, and now he's scared to death anyway. Ah, come on, that's what it was all about. To get Tyson distracted for that eye rake. Cover, count of 1, and that's it. Kennedy now with the knees right to the back. Rear chin lock. And what a night it has been thus far at Wrestlefest 5. And don't forget, so much more great action to come. The TLC match between the Outcast and the Urban Legend, Kevin X. And then for the 10 pounds of gold and silver, the GCW Heavyweight Championship, Corey Twist against Jerry Lynn. Jynx has been tagged in now. Irish whip from Kennedy, drop toe hold. And to a sliding drop kick. Good teamwork. Count of 2, and that's it. You've got to give Pretty Arrogant a little bit of credit, though it pains me to do so. They know how to use that teamwork, and they are so quick. But then they go for something like this, a rake right to the ears. Absolutely illegal. Uppercut forearm now by Jynx. Once again. Cover, count of 1, 2, no. And it's Jynx now with a front face lock, tagging after Stephen Kennedy once again. Kennedy goes to the top rope this time. Big elbow smash right to the arm. Again, good teamwork, and that time you've got to say it was legal. You've got to say it was legal. Wrist lock now by Kennedy. Whipping Tyson in. Underneath goes the Nightmare. Neckbreaker right into the knee. And now Tyson needs to make the tag. Tyson inching his way towards his corner. And he makes a tag. Here comes Michael Sirius. Michael Sirius tagged in. But wait a second. Referee Patrick Smalls never saw it. He was distracted by Jynx. Oh, for crying out loud. Pretty arrogant, using that distracting style again. And they got away with one right there. Nick Tyson forced to stay in the ring. But now it's Tyson. Cradle DDT out of desperation. Tyson makes the tag to Michael Sirius. Tag made to Jynx. Clothesline from Sirius. German suplex on Kennedy. From behind on Jynx once again. I thought he was going for a rolling reverse and got his head. He cracked heads with Patrick Smalls. German suplex. A third time. Tyson is just suplexing Jynx right out of his britches. Number 4. Sirius is just wearing him out here. He says he's going to go to the top. Sirius going all the way now. Oh, come on. That looked to be low. Low blow from Kennedy. Powerbomb from the top rope. Rolls him up. Theater on the ropes. Come on. Oh, brother. Pretty arrogant, your winners. Here